Spain, home to flamenco, football, and more world-class tennis players than any other country on the planet. There are 12 Spanish players in the world's top 100 right now, while the country has won the Davis Cup in 5 of the last 11 years. Spain have always had a grand tradition in tennis, stretching back to Manolo Santana in the 1960s, but its progress in the past decade has been exceptional.
I think Spain offers a unique opportunity for a player who wants to become professional. First, because we have thousands of tournaments on every level, so a player who's just a child or kid can basically go through all Spain playing competitive tournaments against other kids to know where his level is at. And then you have all this tradition of professionals being successful on the tour. And that's like an unbreakable chain that has been going on for years, and the experience passes from one generation to the next one, and that really helps.
In Spain we have a big tradition on sport, on tennis, no? And we're having a lot of success in the sport in general the last couple of years, and tennis is not an exception.
With 10 Grand Slams, no Spanish player has been as successful as Rafael Nadal. While it's unlikely his achievements will ever be replicated by another Spaniard, his route to the top, by playing against men early in his career rather than the junior Grand Slams, is a good model to follow.
He played lots of futures, lots of challengers, and kind of forgot about the junior tournaments because there's not a challenge there. There's no way to test your level because you're just in between your peers. So what they try to do is to become very physical, testing themselves against older players and to see if their tennis is really there. And it's not just talent, it's legs, it's the mind. So you have to test that against veterans, let's say, and that's what most of the Spanish players do.
While Nadal is considered the king of clay, Spaniards grow up on a surface that is widely regarded as the toughest to play on, both physically and mentally. It's a great breeding ground for budding tennis stars.
It gives them, the knowledge of the strategy of the game, because they have to work a way into the point, they have to work a way into the weaknesses of the rival, and they have to work a way into how I'm going to manage to win this match, because I'm not going to do it just hitting a huge forehand or a huge serve. I have to do something else. That definitely gives them an edge to go into the tour and then adapt to faster surfaces as grass or the courts in the US.
Also, the weather in Spain is nice. In Russia or these countries, they need to play in indoor courts. But I think also the base of the kids is really important, to have a good base and to make a lot of kids play and make them like tennis.
Spain has more stars on the ATP World Tour than anyone else. But what do players from other countries think is the reason behind their success?
They're very competitive with each other and they all want the same thing, but I don't think I've seen any nation of players really looking to help each other as much as possible. And especially with young guys coming up, it feeds off, and obviously a young player could not be more excited to be around a top player.
To grow up on a clay court, I think, is the right base, because a slow ball coming at you and then being hit with authority, I think really takes you a long way in today's game.
I believe that the system that they have and mentality towards any sport is the right one, because they're very professional, they're hard workers, and they're so dedicated and committed to what they do, and you can always expect from this mentality to have champions.
Like the country's football team, who are reigning European and world champions, the Spanish production line for tennis players has become the envy of the world. And while the clay is blue in Madrid this week, the future of Spanish tennis is looking rosy.